The girl who stole my life called my dad Daddy at school. Due to my dad's job transfer, I went to enroll at my new school. After giving my information, the administrator looked at me strangely. Miss, your father is Alexander Cross, the new board member? His daughter already enrolled here. She's 6 months older than you, definitely not you. I froze, pulling out my phone to show her photos of me and Dad. The administrator glanced at it and pulled up her computer screen. Mr. Cross's daughter started here at the beginning of the semester. He even donated a new library wing for her recently. Here's the photo from the ceremony. In the photo, my dad stood with a stranger at the school's promotional display. The girl looked my age, and her features were eerily similar to my father's. Even more than mine. If they were father and daughter, then who was I? Chapter 1. Mr. Cross's daughter is an honor student and student council president. How dare you try to impersonate her? Young lady, I suggest you leave. We won't be accepting you as a student. The administrator looked disgusted, treating me like some kind of fraud. She waved me away, and before I knew it, I was pushed out of the office. Passing students whispered and stared as I stood locked out. But I could only focus on that promotional photo. That was definitely my dad, but why was he playing happy family with another girl? Did Dad cheat on Mom and have a secret child? Furious and confused, I immediately called him, ready to confront him. But all I got was, the person you're calling is on another line. My countless texts went unanswered. What's going on? Did Dad block me? Then I remembered I was on a business trip to the neighboring city. That's why I'd come to register alone. Dad had told me the company was at a critical stage. He'd been working around the clock, leaving early and returning late. I hadn't seen him in days. He must be in meetings or on-site inspections. Unable to reach Dad, I had to postpone enrollment until he returned. If he really had another family, I'd never forgive him. Back home, Dad finally called. Hey princess, I was just doing site inspections. What's up? Dad opened video chat, looking exhausted and worn. I have another meeting soon. Use my credit card if you need anything. Seeing him working so hard while still thinking of me made my heart ache. I wanted to comfort him, but then remembered what happened. Anger flared up. I don't want to buy anything. I just need to ask you something. Did you betray our family? Do you have another woman and child? Dad's face changed dramatically on screen. 1 second he was doting, the next his eyes were wide with shock. He propped his phone on the table. Oh my precious girl, how could I ever do that? Besides your mother, I've never loved another woman. Let alone having some secret child. Seeing my doubt, he picked up his phone and walked outside to the construction site. Look, sweetheart, I'm practically living at the site. Look around, when would I have time for that nonsense? Even if I had time, I'd never cheat. You have to believe me. Dad was indignant. Who's spreading these rumors? Making up stories that reached my daughter. Is it those clickbait bloggers? I'll deal with them immediately. Olivia, I swear you're my only daughter. Don't believe their lies. Watching him, a grown man, making promises with his hand on his forehead like a teenager, my doubts faded. Dad had treasured me since childhood. More than Mom, he'd handled all my affairs, big and small. From bedtime stories and meals to graduation ceremonies and milestone birthdays, been there for everything. He cared for me meticulously, taking me everywhere despite his busy schedule. Since Dad always brought me along, everyone at the company knew me. Some gossipers whispered I was the little burden holding Dad back. That person was fired the same day. Even though they were a core technical specialist the company had worked hard to recruit. As I grew older and more independent, I stopped being his constant shadow. He'd dramatically claim I was already growing distant, wondering what would happen when I got a boyfriend. Then, worried some punk might steal me away, he gave me half the company shares when I was just 10. Anyone who can't match your dad doesn't deserve you. I became the company's second largest shareholder at 10, but he was the proud one. When I started at the international high school, he made grand donations for new buildings, ensuring everyone knew I was Alexander Cross of Cross Construction's precious daughter, untouchable. How could someone who loved his daughter so recklessly have a secret child? Thinking this, I relaxed. Fine, Alex. I'll let you off today. But if I find out you have another kid, you're done. Dad repeatedly promised, bowing and nodding, nothing like his usual commanding presence. Oh, I had enrollment issues. We'll handle it when you're back. Yes, Princess Olivia. Did someone there upset you? I'll set them straight when I return. His humor made me laugh. Seeing his dark circles, I decided not to worry him. We'd deal with it when he returned. After hanging up, I planned to enjoy a few days before starting school, but got a call from the new school. The administrator from this morning was inviting me to come immediately. Alex worked fast, one call and he'd sorted everything. Entertainment cancelled, school mode activated. Curious about the new school anyway, I headed over. Chapter 2. Administrator Ms. Johnson was actually waiting at the school gates. Seeing me, she led me forward without a word. The welcome ceremony is ready. All students are waiting in the auditorium. Hurry. I was puzzled, a ceremony just for my transfer? That's unnecessary. Even if Dad donated more money, they shouldn't make such a spectacle. Ms. Johnson sneered unpleasantly. It's specially prepared for you. Aren't you claiming to be Mr. Cross's daughter? Miss Oli 6A. Without waiting for a response, she pushed me onto the auditorium stage. Students below began whispering. So this is the faker claiming to be a cross. She's nothing special. Not even half as pretty as Madison. No class either. Hearing these comments, I frowned but composed myself, speaking graciously. Thank you all for this enrollment ceremony. As you can see, I explained my identity. The murmuring grew louder. Suddenly, a girl stood up. She stood in the spotlight, looking up. Miss Olivia, if you're Mr. Cross's daughter, then what am I, Madison Cross? Her features were so familiar, making me dizzy. Wasn't this the girl from the photo with my dad, who looked exactly like him? How dare she confront me so boldly in front of everyone? My gaze caught her collar beneath the uniform. That pale pink shirt with the embroidered orange incredibly familiar. It was my precious shirt that went missing. Anger choked me. What was happening? Who are you? Where did you come from? What's going on? The microphone carried my urgency throughout the auditorium. Students turned on me. Madison is our school's top student. Everyone knows how much her father loves her. And someone's impersonating her. No wonder Madison called everyone here. This faker has no shame. How could Madison handle this alone? Madison smiled smugly, stepping onto the stage. Everyone knows my dad donated a library for me. He treats me like a princess. Why would he let me be hurt? Whoever you are, little sister, I advise you to stop. Don't covet others' happiness. As she finished, her supporters attacked like wolves smelling blood. Probably an orphan looking for parents. Thicker skin than a wall. Claiming to be a cross? Look how Madison resembles Mr. Cross exactly. Where's her resemblance? Madison said Olivia is only 6 months younger. Even if Mr. Cross cheated, she's just an illegitimate child. Not presentable. They were completely twisting the truth. My blood relationship with Dad was undeniable. He and Mom were legally married. Do you have proof? Alexander Cross is my biological father. I'm his legitimate daughter. I showed all my photos with Dad on my phone. They just scoffed. Photoshop is so advanced now. I could say I'm Mr. Cross's son. I could fake countless photos. Please. Genetics don't lie. Madison's identity is written on her face. What do you have? A DNA test? You probably can't even meet Mr. Cross. Madison smirked mockingly. What are you? Trying to claim my father with some edited photos? I felt dizzy. This Madison had some kind of leverage to turn everything around so boldly. Looking at her prepared demeanor, anger boiled over. You're impersonating me and making this huge scene. What's your goal? Madison shoved me hard, enunciating each word. To reclaim my identity, of course. Chapter 3. The stage screen filled with photos of her and Alexander Cross. From her childhood princess dresses to current school uniforms, all showcasing their relationship. A elegantly dressed woman came on stage, holding a marriage certificate for everyone to see. This is my marriage certificate with Alexander. I'm Madison's mother. We're the real family. How could this woman have a marriage certificate with Dad? I wanted to grab it and examine it, but she projected it on screen complete with official seal. I panicked, realizing I'd never actually seen my parents' marriage certificate. Look at her. Won't give up without seeing the coffin. Finally believes it. No, I don't believe it. With trembling hands. I called Dad, but he declined the call. Why won't you answer at this critical moment? Your daughter's being bullied. Answer the phone. My heart raced, mind in chaos, forcing myself to stay calm. He just finished in the morning and should be resting. His assistant handled work during rest periods. Thinking this, I immediately called the assistant. After connecting, I put it on speaker. Tom, am I Dad's biological daughter? Assistant Tom chuckled. Miss Cross, you called urgently just to ask this? You're Mr. Cross's only biological daughter. Everyone at the company knows. Where were you mistreated? Should I wake Mr. Cross? Students' expressions changed. I finally breathed easier. Tom was Cross Corporation's chief communications officer, handsome and famous with more followers than Dad. His word was unquestionable. Students began doubting. That's definitely Tom. I listened to his interviews daily. Can't be wrong. Could Olivia be telling the truth? But Madison looks exactly like Mr. Cross. Her mom has a marriage certificate. That's concrete evidence. I smiled slightly. Fake certificates are everywhere. Who knows if it's real? We can verify at a professional institution. I have plenty of time. Hearing this, Madison didn't retreat but raised an eyebrow mockingly. She pulled out her phone, video calling Dad. He answered immediately. This face I knew too well. He gave my call to his assistant but instantly answered Madison's. Blood rushed to my head, deflating my confidence. Hello? Maddie, isn't this class time? Why are you calling Dad? Seeing me frozen, Madison glanced smugly, smiling sweetly. Something happened at school. Mom's here too. The woman approached, intimately calling, honey. Alexander asked concernedly. What happened? Need Dad to handle it? Madison pouted sweetly. Small matter. I'll handle it. Dad, am I your favorite daughter? Alexander laughed heartily, doting. The Cross family only has one Princess you. Who else could it be? Madison's face crumpled pitifully. But someone at school claims to be your daughter, saying you and Mom have a fake marriage. I'm so upset. Alexander frowned, anger covering his face. Some faker daring to bother you? Your school's asking for trouble. That building was donated for nothing? Your mother is my only legal wife. You, Madison, are my only beloved daughter. Don't be afraid. Fight back. Dad's got your back. After hanging up, Madison rushed over and slapped me hard. Hear that? Dad said so himself. Still want to find more assistants to lie for you? Caught off guard, I fell. I could only shout. That's not real. That's AI. I can tell. You're lying. Give me the phone. I know the flaws. Chapter 4. I tried to grab the phone, but she pushed me down again. Panic flashed in her eyes, but returned to smugness the next second. Because students were saying. Is Olivia still denying it? Skin thicker than the Pacific Ocean. I'm Madison's friend. Her video calls with Mr. Cross are always like this. I'm used to it. Not AI at all. Emboldened, she berated me. Sister, I gave you a chance because you're younger, and this is how you treat me? Can't win so you grab? Thank goodness for classmates, or you'd frame me. As I approached again, she had. People restrain me while staying far away. Is Olivia antisocial? Failed to claim a father and wants to hurt me. Get her out. Remove her from school. We don't want people like this. The auditorium descended into chaos. Restrained, I shouted. You'll regret treating me like this. Dare to call my mom? Let her prove my identity. Madison had me released. I quickly called, but only got busy signals. What's happening? Mom and I aren't close, but she never ignores my calls. I took the chance to call Dad several times, no answer. Madison crossed her arms, closing in. Which savior next? Did your mom realize she's a mistress and run? Suddenly. I thought of someone who could prove my identity. My doting grandmother. About to dial, meeting Madison's gaze, I turned off my phone. Since you're Alexander Cross's daughter, you can definitely contact Grandma. If you dare, bring Grandma here. We'll confront each other. Video calls could be faked, but a real person couldn't. Besides, Grandma adored me. Even Dad deferred to her. Every time I threw tantrums, Dad would lecture, but she completely indulged me. She loved sewing. The orange embroidery on that pink shirt was her work. I'd already texted Grandma. If Madison dared bring a fake, Grandma wouldn't spare her. Madison laughed. Today, I'll make you give up completely. While speaking, she'd already dialed. Maddie dear, calling Grandma today? Madison pouted. Someone's bullying me at school. Claiming to be Dad's daughter. Grandma, come help me. Silence on the other end, then fury. Who dares bully our precious Maddie? I'm coming to teach them a lesson. The voice was incredibly familiar. I frowned slightly. Students hearing this discussed excitedly. Madison is clearly the Cross family's beloved princess. One call brings Grandma running. Olivia kicked the iron plate. Picking on the Cross heiress. With things this far, wonder how she'll end it. I ignored them, staring at Madison in disbelief. She just smirked back. Time ticked by. The auditorium side door burst open. In came my grandmother. Suppressing inner panic, I rushed to take her arm. Grandma, she's impersonating me, claiming to be Dad's daughter. Prove my identity. The next second, Grandma shoved me away. I fell hard. Her kind demeanor vanished, replaced with venom. Stop claiming relatives. Who's your grandma? Chapter 5. Madison approached leisurely. Grandma immediately took her hand, calling her dear grandchild affectionately. She looked at me, eyes full of triumph. Grandma looked me over, then sneered. So it's you. I thought Grandma was mistaken, about to speak, when her next words froze me. Years ago, your mother showed up pregnant, demanding my son take responsibility. Your mother was a whore. Who knows whose bastard was in her belly? My son's kind-hearted. He sent you money these years, right? That money made you think you could social climb like your mother? The auditorium fell silent. I stared at her in disbelief. Impossible. You're not my grandma. Students gasped. Olivia's shameless. Mr. Cross on video, she says AI. Grandma testifies, she says fake. She's really lost it. Makes sense. A bastard without a father, mother probably wasn't normal either. Grandma turned, revealing the jade Buddha pendant on her neck, the Cross family heirloom she'd promised to pass to me. She approached, raising her cane to strike me. Of course I'm not your grandma. I'm our Maddie's grandma. You mutt, daring to bully Maddie in front of everyone. Sluts birth sluts. Take your mother's tricks and leave. The Cross family has no dirty blood like yours. I lost control, breaking down. Impossible. Our family lived together all these years. It's not what you're saying. My grandma never hit me. You're definitely not my grandma. Seeing my breakdown, Madison raised her chin proudly. You're really insane. Is this all your delusion? Should I take you to the hospital? Grandma was usually elegant and kind. Remembering her vicious words and twisted face, I couldn't believe it. Grandma never spoke harshly to me. When Dad traveled, she'd visit with supplies to care for me. She'd play everything Dad wouldn't, finding creative ways. Besides Dad, she was my most trusted and loved person. But now, why was everything different? 911, I'm calling the police. You're all frauds. I bit my lip, shakily pulling out my phone, but Grandma knocked it away with her cane. Thief crying thief. You think I'd let some bastard from nowhere disrupt Cross Corporation's public image? Madison kicked my phone off stage, destroying my last hope. Exactly. Cross Corporation is at a critical moment. Dad's so busy, and you want to cause trouble? Dad was busy, true, but if he knew I'd suffered this injustice, he'd definitely stand by me. Give it back. You're panicking. Let me call the police. Madison seemed triggered, charging at me in a fight. Gave you chances you didn't take. Today students will see how I deal with shameless bitches like you. Students below erupted. Go Madison. Show this faker some color. Security, help. Can't you see Madison can barely hold her? Hearing this, Grandma signaled security. They came and restrained me. Held before Madison, she slapped me repeatedly, kicking me. Been wanting to teach you a lesson. Today, even if I beat you to death in front of everyone, this cross heiress walks free. My abdomen took a heavy blow, Grandma's cane striking hard. She was livid, leaning close. Been sick of you. If not for your slut mother seducing my son, why would I serve you all these years? Finally can teach you properly. This time, you'll pay for your mother's life. I'll make you disappear forever. Pain overwhelmed me. I couldn't process her words, only crying and groaning in agony. Next second, sharper pain struck. I couldn't help spitting blood. Cough cough. Students finally panicked. Is this murder? What do we do? Madison's justified. After all, Olivia started it. Grandma wiped her cane with a handkerchief. Better dead. Perfect example. See who else dares bother our Maddie. Madison covered her mouth, laughing gleefully. Such low character deserves death. The Cross family can handle one bastard. But the next second, she couldn't laugh anymore. The auditorium back door was kicked open. My dad, Alexander Cross, stood in the light, roaring at the stage. Let go of Olivia. What have you done to her? Chapter 6. Instantly, the auditorium went dead silent. Seeing Alexander appear, Madison stopped, pitifully running off stage to grab his arm. Dad, you finally came. There's a bitch impersonating me, claiming to be your daughter, and... Before she could finish, Alexander didn't even look at her. What are you? I only have one daughter, Olivia Cross. Daring to hurt her like eerily finished. He shoved her to the ground, stepping over her to reach me. This caused an uproar. Students discussed frantically. Oh my god, Madison's the fake. She's insanely bold. But without Mr. Cross's permission, she wouldn't dare. Let's see how this plays out. Madison got up, continuing her outrage. Dad, you raised me all these years. I'm your biological daughter. Dad ignored her, checking my injuries. The middle-aged CEO's eyes reddened before everyone. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I let the tiger into our home. I couldn't even lift a finger but still asked unwillingly. Why does she claim to be your daughter? Why is Grandma helping her? Why do you have a marriage certificate with someone else? But I've never seen yours with Mom. My agitation pulled at wounds. Dad held my hand, trembling, quickly soothing. They're lying. I only have you as my daughter. You're not illegitimate. Sweetie, I've never hidden anything from you all these years. You know that best. I pressed, then what about Mom? Sometimes I really wonder if she has no feelings for our family. Remembering all these years, he and Mom were like roommates, always businesslike, never showing real emotion. Mom treated me like mother was just a job title, only caring about my meals, never my emotional state. I wanted to know why, but Dad just lowered his head, avoiding my searching gaze. I'm sorry, daughter. I can't tell you this one thing. Please understand. I'll give you anything else you want. This was the first time Dad kept something from me. Right in front of Madison, who clearly knew the truth and used it against me. Seeing Dad hesitate, Grandma grew smug. She slammed her cane down, intimidating me. Told you your mother's a homewrecker. She feels guilty, doesn't dare act up. Madison agreed eagerly. At least she has shame, knowing she's a mistress who should lay low. Unlike you, stealing my position and still acting out. If you don't believe it, ask Dad. See if he can produce his marriage certificate with your mom. Grandma mocked. How can he produce what doesn't exist? Alexander, Maddie is your raised daughter too. How can you deny her identity? Favoring a fake daughter all these years time to return what's Maddie's. Seeing Dad's silence, I understood. So I really am the illegitimate daughter. And I was born stealing from others. No wonder Mom won't get close to me. Since my existence is a mistake, why did you let me be born? Chapter 7. Madison smiled with satisfaction. Finally admitting you're not presentable. I'm the only true cross heiress. Get lost. When we were little, Dad would come home for minutes then leave always to see you, the bastard. I've always hated you. But now Dad's still on my side. That's normal, I am his most legitimate bloodline. My heart ached, tears flowing freely. My dreamlike happy childhood was built on someone else's pain. Madison continued her childhood stories. Students whispered below. Madison's so pitiful. She went easy on Olivia. Right. If it were me, I'd kick Olivia more. Madison's too classy. Still, blame Mr. Cross. If he hadn't cheated, Madison wouldn't be traumatized. Alexander gritted his teeth at this. He grabbed Madison's collar, threatening Grandma quietly. Don't go too far. I'm considering Olivia's birth mother, not wanting to escalate. I've been more than fair to you. Keep talking nonsense, and I won't care about propriety. Madison was fearless now, grabbing Alexander's hand provocatively. I'm your first biological daughter. What's wrong with that? Dad, Cross Corporation is what you owe me. I'll be its only heir. Alexander laughed angrily, said enough. Grandma pulled Alexander's hand away, shielding Madison. You're scaring Maddie. Go yell at that homewrecker's daughter. She turned, stroking Madison's shoulders soothingly. Scared? Don't worry. Madison rolled her eyes. Grandma continued coaxing. Grandma will get justice for you. Rest assured, everything Cross will be yours. Alexander, Olivia came to school causing trouble. You must punish her. Her tone was calculating. Combined with Alexander's earlier whispered words, I grew suspicious. Was there more I didn't know? Students grew indignant. What did Mr. Cross say? Is he still protecting that mistress's child? Someone shouted at him. Hey, Alexander Cross. Be a man. Return Madison's things. Kick Olivia out. Alexander smiled coldly, pushing Grandma aside and grabbing Madison. He choked Madison by the throat, lifting her with vicious fury. The sudden action stunned everyone. He's violent to Madison too. This man's terrifying angry. Does he abuse them? Alexander's face darkened. I warned you didn't go too far. Just because you covet my self-made Cross Corporation, you pushed Olivia to this? Even though you abandoned me at birth, you think you deserve a share of Cross? Grandma's confidence wavered. What are you doing? Let go of Maddie. Alexander threw Madison down, approaching me. Olivia, you've suffered. Under Madison's disbelieving gaze, he said. I've decided. You deserve to know the truth. Your birth mother died in a car accident when you were young. The current one is someone I hired to give you a complete family. So we have no marriage certificate. I stared wide-eyed in shock. Madison rushed over. She hugged Alexander's arm. Dad, you're still thinking about that woman. Did you forget how I begged you not to leave as a child? You can't abandon me. Dad, she's dead. What does Olivia knowing change? Can't change her dirty truth. Alexander violently shook Madison off. She fell hard off stage, landing in front of the audience. Her arm broke. She lay there groaning pitifully. Alexander immediately called 911. Grandma rushed to stop him. Alexander Cross. Are you insane? You want Madison arrested? You share the same blood. Hearing Madison's cries, she quickly checked her injuries, helping her lean against a chair. Same blood? Alexander laughed mockingly. Mom, your bastard from sleeping around deserves to share my blood? This shocked everyone. Madison screamed. Shut up. Seeing the tables turn, Grandma panicked. What nonsense. Madison is your child. You can't deny this for Olivia. Alexander swept over them coldly. You forced this. You birthed Madison but wanted to dump her on me to raise as my daughter. You found it shameful too, didn't you? Seeing I gave Olivia half the company shares, you started coveting her things. First. Approaching Olivia for benefits, then I caught you. That was the first warning. Who knew you'd set up Olivia while I was gone, using my difficulty telling her about her mother's death to spread lies? Madison and Grandma shook with rage, desperately denying everything. Alexander ignored them, his voice ice cold. You gave birth to me then abandoned me, leaving me nearly freezing to death. My father raised me. After he died, you returned because I'd established Cross Corporation. I still showed filial piety. You opposed my marriage to Olivia's mother because her family was poor, forgetting I was once destitute too. You have no maternal feelings for Mephine. But Olivia is my only family, and you treat her like this. Chapter 8. Grandma shrieked denials. Lies. This old woman's cursed to be slandered like this. Alexander came prepared, coldly producing a DNA test. It showed Madison and Grandma were mother and daughter. Your early scandals I thought you changed. You were good to Olivia. Seeing her happy, I let you be. When the nanny showed me security footage of you ransacking our house while Olivia slept, do you know my disappointment? Madison wept, begging Dad to stop. Grandma collapsed, muttering. It's over, all over. Dad's face was dark. These things are filthy. I didn't want to pollute Olivia's ears. But you wouldn't let go, so as you wish. Your birth debt I've repaid it. Next, you're the police's problem. Grandma shook her head in disbelief. Students discussed animatedly. What a show. Tonight's trending topics will explode. We witnessed real rich family secrets. Money really complicates things. I said nothing bad about Olivia. She clearly knew nothing. Madison's like this? Her mom's that old. How much older is her dad? Dad's gaze was cold. He cooperated with arriving police, then carried me to the ambulance. Chapter 9. Investigation revealed this was their long-planned scheme. Madison had known about me for ages. Her room was full of my information and framing plans. Grandma had indoctrinated her since childhood that everything Cross belongs to her. She became someone who thoroughly hated and wanted to replace me. She copied my style, trying to replicate me in every way. This transfer was her chance for a killing blow. But she sent herself to juvenile detention instead. As for Grandma, she went insane in prison. She'd grab people, threatening them, saying she was Cross Corporation's matriarch and mistreat her. Later, prison gangs beat her. She became paranoid and mentally unstable. We fired the woman, who'd been my mother for over a decade. Leaving, she finally hugged me gently. When I took this job, I had no children. Didn't know how to love a daughter. By the time I realized, you'd grown up. I saw her off, at peace with her. After that beating, I couldn't return to school. Dad postponed all work, accompanying me traveling domestically and abroad. 6 months later, I'd recovered and decided to study abroad. Mom was a world-traveling artist. I want to visit places she went, feel her spirit. Hearing this, Dad stopped objecting. Little bird wants to fly to broader skies. Dad can't stop you. But you must take the bodyguard I arrange. This is non-negotiable. The bodyguard was a familiar face, the woman I'd called Mom for years. She smiled. Working for Miss Cross is still best. I saw Madison again 5 years later, returning home. She'd somehow learned my flight information. As I exited, she charged at me with a knife. You stole everything from me. I'll make you pay. Instantly, the bodyguard kicked her away, subduing her easily. Staff rushed over. Madison was mentally deranged. I'm the Cross heiress. You thief. Give me back my money, my identity. Grandma appeared from nowhere, hugging Madison. Good girl, slashing tires isn't enough. Stab that little bitch Olivia again, or she won't die. Dad and I heard something wrong, immediately getting them to reveal the truth. Hearing their words, Dad and I burned with rage. My mother's accident was their doing. Years ago, the old woman had little Madison slash my mom's tires, causing the accident. Mom protected me underneath until Dad arrived. I lost my memory in that accident. Mom didn't make it. Finally, Madison and the old woman were arrested. Dad used mental instability to get them released and sent to a psychiatric hospital. The hospital was Dad's major holding. Their remaining lives would be endless torment. With everything settled, Dad and I visited Mom's grave. Our family of 3 rarely reunited. Dad expressed years of longing, finally asking, will your mom blame me for hiding this so long, letting you suffer? I smiled brightly. No, Dad. You raised me wonderfully. I have the world's best parents. Meeting Dad's eyes, he smiled with relief. A breeze stirred, lifting a leaf across Dad's cheek like Mom's response. See, Mom agrees with me. The end.